I spent the past couple of days looking for some things that I could 3D print to go along with my record player, which is the Audio-Technica 120X USB. And I found a few of them and I printed them out and I thought that it would be pretty cool to share with you. Now, I'm going to leave links to everything that I found in the description, and none of these things are complicated to print and they don't take too long to print, and they make things just a little bit more fun when you're listening to your records. Let's check them out. So the first thing that I printed is this little adapter here. And this is an adapter piece that you can put inside of a 45 record in order to play it on a regular turntable. Usually you can't do that without adapting it. But if you lose the adapter that came with the record player, or if you bought one used and it didn't come with an adapter, well, 3D printing has come to save the day. Now, I do think that this piece is a little bit over-engineered, and certainly there are simpler ways to adapt a record like this to a standard record player, but I wanted to print it anyway because, well, it looks cool. And basically, this is how it works. So I just take the record and just put it flat down on the table, and then I just take this little adapter, and then I literally just push it right in, and it stays in place pretty good, but let's see if it actually works. And by the way, this is how it looks once it's installed. And I'm going to be listening to this B.B. King record that I think was made in like 1964, which ironically is also the last time this record was cleaned. So I got it down there on the turntable. So I'm just going to turn this on, get it on 45, start spinning. And I take this tone arm here, just lay it down and see what we get. Now, for copyright reasons, I can't actually let you listen to it, but I can tell you it is playing just fine. Next up is a really simple accessory, something that you can just put your albums on when you're listening to them so that people can see what you're listening to. And it's just this. And it's just really, really simple. This just goes flat down onto your table. Then you just take your album and you just stick it right there so that people can see the wonderful artwork that came along with the music that you are listening to. And if you don't want to put anything on the wall, you don't want to screw anything in, you don't want to use any tape, this is perfect for just sitting there on your desktop. But if you did want to put your albums on the wall, I also found this simple little accessory here. Now, this already has a couple of holes in it so that you can just drill it right into your wall. And it's got enough space right here in the middle for you to just take your entire album and just put it right in. So let's just say I wanted to take this here. I would just mount this up against the wall and it will hold just like this. And because it's up against the wall, the album is going to kind of go backwards a little bit. So the wall is going to be able to hold it in place, and it's not going to like fall forward like this because it'll just be nicely firm mounted on the wall like this. And then you can take multiples of these and just put them side by side, or even you can probably just put like some double-sided tape on here as well. If it's good double-sided tape and it sticks pretty well to your wall, and then you'll be able to just line up multiple albums on the wall and just have it right above the record player as a shrine to your music. So again, really simple. Doesn't take all that much time to print. I printed this out of PETG that frankly needed to be dried first. So I got a couple more things to show you, but I also wanted to let you know that if you are working on a 3D printed related project and you need to get some parts that are just a little bit too far out of your reach, you really need to consider using JLC 3DP. And I want to thank them for sponsoring today's video. Check it out. If you're working on a 3D printing project and you need somewhere to source the parts, JLC 3DP has you covered. JLC 3DP offers high-quality custom prints in resin, FDM, nylon, and even metal, from precision-engineered parts to stunning miniatures with insane detail. So whether you need prototypes, production runs, or a one-of-a-kind creation, JLC 3DP will be there for you. And they don't just print, they also provide expert post-processing and finishing to make your models look flawless. In fact, you've even seen a few of those projects that I got from JLC 3DP right here on this channel. Plus, with competitive pricing and quick turnaround times, JLC 3DP makes it easy to bring your vision to life without breaking the bank. So if you're interested, check them out at their website, jlc3dp.com. So one of the main things that you're going to find if you're looking for record player accessories is some type of stand that says now playing. So I had to print one of those as well. Now this one also can be mounted on the wall with these two little holes here. And this is great if you wanted to even print this in multicolor, have just one section of this be one color, and then you can maybe color the words right here in like black or something. But I decided to just use all white PETG for this. And this took about 3 to 3.5 hours to print on the FlashForge 85X. Now, I wanted this to work in two ways. Putting it on the wall, of course, works, but I was wondering what would happen if I just laid it down on the table and tried to put an album on it. But unfortunately, the album does not stay on this when it's just on the desk. It just wants to fall over. But when it's mounted on the wall, it actually does stay put. So that's something to keep in mind for this particular model based on my experience. But hey, and just to give you a little visual, if you were to put this on your wall and you put an album on there, it'll look just like this. Not bad. Finally, something with a more of a aesthetic flair. Now this is just a little doodad that you put right in the middle of the turntable on top of the album while it's spinning, and it's going to create this really cool, trippy effect. This printed all without any supports. It came out quite clean. I printed this on the Bamboo Lab A1. And it looks particularly cool when it's darker in here and I have a light shining on the record, and this is actually showing up on the wall as a shadow. It's something that's quite mesmerizing. And I found different versions of this. It pretty much serves the same purpose, putting it there on the record player. I've seen like a ballerina that twirls. I've seen some other kind of like freaky shapes like this that create an optical illusion while you're listening to the record. So really easy to do, very simple print, but it looks really cool while the record is just spinning. And you can even put the top down on the record player if that's the way that you want to do it, and it will not hit the top. It'll just keep spinning as normal. So those are just a few 3D printed things that you can use in conjunction with your record player. Bring a little bit of the new school to the old school, mash them together, and just feel good about what you're doing. But like I said, if you want to get any of these prints, they were all free. I'll leave links to them down in the description. And if you listen to records, vinyl, if you're into that kind of thing, let me know down in the comments so I don't feel alone. So that's it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Till next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon.